Hi guys, it's Nat here. Hope you're all well. I'm on with my 2nd September project for the creative team at Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. So for this month, the theme is my island home. Now I've got a couple of projects in mind, but I wanted to have a bit of a play today and just colour a whole lot of stuff so that it's all ready for me to make some embellishments with. So one of the things I bought were these Kaiser Craft wooden flourishes. They're the Native Breeze ones. So they're part of my chosen products. I'll be using those as well as these Ranger Distress Oxide sprays. Now I had never used these until I got these ones, and I've had a bit of a play with them, and I want to show you what I did with them. So I've got the bundled sage and the gathered twigs because I thought the colours will go nicely with my theme for this month. I also have this, it's a stamp and die set from Couture Creations, the Sweeping Plains collection, and this is the Kookaburra one. So it has a Kookaburra and I think a Protea. So I'm going to start with those bits and pieces. Now, with the die set, what I had done was cut out a few of the dies, which I will show you later. And I've got the negatives here. Now, I love working with the negatives as well, so I'm going to use those to try and get some prints onto the paper also. So I'll just put that to the side. Now, with the wooden flourishes, with some of them, I have put just one coat of gesso on because I wanted to see the difference in the coloration of my Distress Oxides to whether I gessoed them or not. So I think it worked out I preferred them not gessoed, but they both look great anyway. So I have some, it's art diary paper here. It's a bit more coarse than your usual copy paper, so I thought that would be nice to use. And it will just catch all the, well, not all of the spray off because you can see a whole lot here on this paper as well. I'll be able to use this too for embellishments as well, so nothing goes to waste. So what I want to do is line my little, I won't do them, I'll do these first, or would I? Yes, I want a Kookaburra, and I'm going to do one that is gessoed and one that is not, and just see what the difference is. So I might just put them there. I should put them next to each other like that. Now, I want to get some brown colour down first before I put down my little negatives. So we'll do that and we'll colour the Kookaburras brown. So just give this a bit of a shake. It's really interesting to use this stuff. Just trying to get the Kookaburras nicely coated. So that's about all the brown I need. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side, but I'm going to do these leaves and I'm going to make them green. And again, I've got some that have been gessoed and some that haven't. Put them close together. Just get my green spray. Love the colours. I think that'll be nice. So in this way, we're not only colouring the flourishes that we can use in our project, but we're going to have some nice background paper as well. And the scrap paper. So saves wasting all that spray off because most of the spray doesn't go on these little things anyway. So now they're done, we can put down some of our negatives. So we're going to do brown over this side, so I might put my brown ones there. Let's see how these turn out. might do is just bend them back the other way a bit. So hopefully they sit just a little bit flatter. Doubt I'll get them perfectly flat, but that's all right. I'll put our green ones. I'll do them just here. So I'm just going to remove now my little kookaburras, and so you get the imprint there, which is quite nice. Oh, they worked out good. Last time I tried that, they weren't very clear at all. So that's quite interesting, so they can be used. Now I'm just thinking it might be best for me to mask those, although they're going to get the other colour on them a bit, which probably wouldn't matter too much. So, all right, I'll just give it a go. So for this side, I want to do brown now. Get some up the top of our kookaburras like that. Just grab a tissue because I'm making a bit of a mess of my fingers here. They're already all coloured from my colouring in efforts. I just love the different colours that you get. And now I'll do green here. That's coming out well. There. Now, what I'm going to do is just remove these now. And as you can see, you get the nice print there. I love the way that looks. And I can also reuse these die cut negatives. Use them on tags and that as well, just for something different. Be careful with that. So these are our brown ones. Haven't tried these big ones yet. Oh, they look all right. There we go. Now I'll just show you my little wooden flourishes. If you can see the colour of them, this would be the one that I gessoed, and that's the one I didn't. I actually prefer that because it's a bit darker and you can see the wood grain better. But they'll both be used. And the same with my green ones. That one would have been the gessoed one and that one not. So there is a, variation in the colour there. So that's how I coloured in a whole lot of these. I'll just move this for the moment to dry. So I've got a whole lot of wooden flourishes here that I've coloured in that manner. So that gives me a whole lot to work with, which is a great start. There we go. I did all the leaves and the gum nuts and some kookaburras. The next little embellishment pieces I made were using these Couture Creations dies. So I used the eucalyptus one and the acacia branch and the kookaburra. Now these two are die and stamp sets. So the kookaburra one has a protea as well. And this is some of the background paper that I used to spray some of my distress oxides onto that I want to use as backing paper for tags and journaling cards and that sort of thing. Turns out absolutely beautiful. So I used the dies on one of these to cut out a whole lot of the bits. So here's the big kookaburra. Now I stamped them first with archival ink. So I did black and brown archival ink, and you can see the back. I did them on my art diary paper as well. And then these kookaburras. And I just love the mottled sort of tones that you get. They're quite vintage-like, and that's the type of look that I want for a future project. Especially love these acacia leaves, beautiful. And the eucalyptus leaves. Oops, bent that one. And then I've got some of the kookaburras in cream because I doubled up the paper, so I'll be able to colour those in as well if I want to. So that was a great way to use the paper that I had sprayed. So the next thing I wanted to do was colour in some of the flowers and that and make them brighter for another project. So for this one I used some brush markers that I have. And I'll do one of these eucalyptus flowers because these were fun to do. So the first thing I wanted to do was just do the tips with this lighter green colour. I wasn't sure how any of this would work on the wooden flourishes, but these worked really well. I might, though, use a spray sealer and just go over them all with a spray sealer after to make sure that the colour holds well and is protected. So, use some dark green for the stem. I don't have a lot of different colours of these markers, which is the only issue, so I'm sort of limited to what colours I use. I like how the green bleeds into the red a bit. So that's how I coloured in the little eucalyptus flowers. So I'll show you the other ones that I did. So I did do another kookaburra and some gum nuts. They're a lot darker than they came out with the gathered twigs distress oxides. And I did some of these. I think these are Banksias. I did them in a few different colours. And then I did, I'm not sure exactly, I think these are just all leaves. This one looks like it's a bit broken, so I'll chop that bit off after. It's not broken, it's just got an extra little bit of wood on there, which I will remove. Yeah, I think they're meant to be just leaves. I'm not sure, so I just coloured them in green. So there's my other eucalyptus flowers. So they turned out really nice. And then I've got some of your eucalyptus leaves as well. So that is great because it gave me a bit more colourful pieces to use. So the final little coloured embellishments I wanted to make was I wanted to utilise all the stamps that I bought that are my chosen products for the month. So again, we've got the kookaburra with the protea, the eucalyptus, this protea. And now these two are from the Sunburnt Country collection, and this is the Waratah postage stamp, and that is the protea. I thought they'd go really well together with the Sweeping Plains collection items. So I raided my scraps of white cardstock and photo mat paper. I like using up scrappy bits, so I thought I could stamp on some of those, which I did. I used my archival ink on these, so that way if I wanted to watercolour them or anything I could. So again, I did some in browns and blacks. So they're the Waratah postage stamps. I love the way they've come out. So I don't even know if I'll colour them much. I might colour a couple of the black ones, but I'll probably leave the brown ones as is. They look nice and vintage, and I might just ink them a little bit to get some colour on them. So I kept dropping my stamps too. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I had a bad problem with dropping my stamps and cursing. So a couple of these I have already coloured just with my brush markers that you saw me use before. very vibrant. So that'll be great for the more colourful style creations that I want to make in the future. But what I want to do today is I'd like to colour up, I think I want to try one of my kookaburras and paint with my distress inks, because I think that'll look really nice. Just trying out different methods of colouring these things. I'm definitely not very good at painting or colouring, if you haven't noticed, but it's always fun to give it a go and see what you can come up with. So I'm just grabbing my water pen. One with some water would be good. I've just got a scrap piece of I said it was art diary paper, but it's not, it's photo mat, so I'm not sure how the watercolour's going to go on it, but we'll give it a go. So what I want is something that's not too bright for starters, or dark I should say. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of this. This is brushed corduroy. Now these aren't my chosen products, but Aunty Vera has a great range of distress inks, which I have been collecting. So yeah, that's quite nice actually. I quite like that actually. I might just leave it like that. Okay, so that's how I will be colouring my stamps. I'll either be using my brush markers and making them nice and bright, or, I mean, I can make bright ones with my different coloured inks as well, but for my more vintage style journals and that, I'll probably use my distress inks and paint. So I really like the way that's turned out. Now for a recap of what we've done. So I used my oxide sprays to paint some of our wood flourishes, which are all these ones here. And I love the way they've turned out for a more vintage style. And while we were doing that, we did some background papers as well with the oxides, which I really love. And there's impressions there of the flourishes. So that turns out really cool. And then I used the negatives of the die cuts to do these as well. And I love them. I think that's my favourite thing out of all of what I've done this video, is these negative prints. I really like them, and I think they'll make really cool tags, journaling cards. Yeah, all sorts of different embellishments with those. And then we have the actual negatives, so they can be used as well. Love the colour that's on those now from all the spraying. And we also used some of the paper that we sprayed on to stamp and die cut bits and pieces. And just some cream cardstock as well, which I'll probably colour in. So now we've got heaps and heaps of embellishments. We've got our stamps, some that I've coloured, and of course you saw I have heaps and heaps of stamps, so I can colour in a whole lot more as well. So ones that I did with my brush markers and ones that I painted with my inks, with my distress inks. Then we've got the flourishes that I coloured in with my brush markers as well to make them a bit brighter for more colourful creations that I make in the future. And then this is the pack of the die cut embellishments from Couture Creations, the Sweeping Plains collection. So there's stacks and stacks in there as well. So all of this I'm going to make some embellishments out of to use in future projects. So keep an eye out on my next few projects to see what I do with all of this. So I'm so excited to get stuck into it with all this cool stuff I've got now. So check out what all the other ladies are doing for the month of September. Their chosen products and the papers that we're all using are on sale for the month of September. An absolutely beautiful Australian theme. So take care everyone, be good, and I will see you soon. Bye.